Hi, and welcome back to another video. In today's video, we are going to be discussing 1099 versus W-2 employees. Which is better, the pros and cons basically of a 1099 and W-2 employee. This is going to be a short 7 to 10 minute video. If you have any questions, please jot them down and contact your Toledo SBDC, and their contact information is listed below. So you're a brand new business and you're deciding, who should I hire, a 1099 or a W-2 employee? We're going to cover a couple of pros and cons of each, and hopefully by the end of this video, you'll be able to make a decision on who is best to hire for your business. So let's get started. So what is a 1099 employee? It is a freelancer. They are self-employed. They are considered a contractor. There are many different names for a freelancer. And I'm sure in this new age of businesses being started online, you have heard of these terms before. We're going to cover some of the benefits, and then I'll kind of go into some of the cons of having a 1099 employee. So one benefit is, if you have a 1099 employee, you do not have to pay payroll taxes. That is something that the 1099 employee is responsible for. You don't have to worry about that. You don't have to calculate how much you have to pay. You don't have to send anything to the IRS. You're not responsible. That is solely the 1099 employee's responsibility. Next up is, you don't have to pay insurance benefits. If you've ever worked for anybody before and you received insurance through a previous employer, that employer paid your insurance. And let me tell you, I'm sure that bill was not a tiny bill. And that is one expense that you can skip over, not have to be worried about it when you have a 1099 employee. That employee is responsible for their own insurance benefits. And I'm sure you would be happy for them to get that bill and not yourself. So that is a great benefit for your business if you do have a 1099 employee. Next, we have for a 1099 employee, the flexibility. So this could be a good and a bad thing. So for your business, for it to be a good thing, you are flexible of when you need to work with them. Maybe you don't need a 1099 employee for a whole year. Maybe you don't even need them for 6 months. Let's just say you only need them for 30 days. You can write a contract stating that, and after the 30 days, you're done. So you pay them a one-time fee, and you're done. Or you can hire them on a contractual basis where they're just monthly. You get to decide how long you need them for. But on the flip side of that, they get to decide how long they can work with you. So that is one thing to consider with having a 1099 employee. They can decide that they no longer want to work with you or do this type of work after 30 days, and you get to decide the same thing. So that is one difference between having a W-2 employee. Also with the contract terms, you can specify how long you want to work with them. Like I stated before, it could be 30 days, it could be 3 months, it could be 6 months. However long you need them, you can state that. But that employee, the 1099 employee, may be busy as well and say, hey, I can help you out with this task in your business, but maybe I can only do it for 6 weeks, and then you got to find somebody else. So that is something to consider when you're thinking about hiring a 1099 employee. One good thing that I definitely recommend is that in your contract, you and your 1099 employee needs to be on the same terms of deciding what's going to be in that contract. The amount that you're going to pay the 1099 employee, the amount that you're willing to pay them, along with how long your guys are going to work together, and clear definitions of what the tasks are that you want to complete it. One nice thing about having a contract employee, a 1099 employee, is that you can decide or set a rule of how you want your work to be formed. They don't get to decide that. It's your business, and you get to decide how you want the work to be completed. Another thing to keep in mind with having a 1099 contractor is that you have to fill out a 1099 miscellaneous form. So what is this form? It is a form that you have to send to the IRS anytime that you pay a contractor $600 or more in a given year. I definitely recommend that you give this to the 1099 contractor up front before you guys start working together. If you know what that amount is that you're going to be paying them and it's going to be over $600, send that form to them, have them fill it out, and then you send that form off to the IRS once you have it done. Now, they are supposed to also send the form as well, or they're supposed to pay taxes on that, and if they don't, that is on them. You send the form letting the IRS know that you gave them over $600, and that should be taxed. Once you've done that, it is out of your hands. It is up to that contractor to claim that amount that you paid them and pay taxes on that. So now that we've discussed what a 1099 contractor is, let's go ahead and discuss what a W-2 employee. So what is a W-2 employee? It is the exact opposite of what a 1099 contractor is. It's a salaried employee. This person is getting hired by you to work a specific set schedule. And we'll get into the benefits of having a W-2 employee here. But it's literally the opposite of a 1099 employee. And we'll go ahead and cover what their benefits are. Like I said, you can control their schedule. With a 1099 employee, that 1099 employee can work whatever hours they want to and decide however long it's going to take them to get the project done. Now, like I said, you may tell them that you need it in this time, and they could tell you that, hey, I can't do that. But a W-2 employee can't, unless they don't want to work for you anymore. They are legally bound. Well, I won't say legally bound, but they have to complete the schedule of what you set for them. They don't really get to pick and choose unless you allow them to pick and choose. You also get to control their pay. Like I said, with a 1099 employee, there could be some negotiation in play in their pay with them if they don't agree with the rate that you want to pay them to do the task. A W-2 employee is not going to negotiate with you unless they just don't want to work for you. So you get to have a lot of control over what their pay is. And then lastly, loyalty. You're probably going to find more loyal employees to stay working with you as a W-2 employee than a 1099 employee. Most 1099 employees, if they're wanting to achieve a higher goal in their own business as a self-employed person, they may feel like what you're receiving or what you're paying them is too low, and they may want to look for higher paying clients. And so they're more likely to let you go as their client than a W-2 employee is. Typically, when W-2 employees find a job and it's a good job for them, they will stay and be very loyal to working for you. So those are a few things to consider when trying to decide if you want to hire a W-2 employee or a 1099 contractor. There's no right or wrong answers here. It's going to be whatever is best for your business. And I hope that this video was able to help you make that decision. Again, if you have any questions, please contact your Toledo SBDC with their contact information is listed below. Thank you.